Greetings, viewers of Citizens Network Gambia. A warm welcome to another sports segment on your favorite YouTube channel. Citizens Network Gambia, as we said, is a platform designated for you, the viewers, to be watching and following and get updated on happenings in the Gambia, ranging from politics, current affairs, and sports. And in this special segment of the Sports Hour, I have with me, of course, no, I don't need to introduce him to you guys. Babukar Kurubali joins us. On the left is a special guest who is appearing for the first time on our Sports Hour, Space TV. I will tell you one thing about him today. I've known him for Space TV, and I'm sure most of you watching today know Space TV. We know the Space TV award on our GFF League month award, best player. We saw it recently. Waaye man sax xamaturam Space TV rek Space TV Space la woon after ma dégg si Space TV, but we'll come to that later. To remind you that Citizens Network Gambia is supported by Properties Gambia Real Estate. They are the most reliable company or real estate company that you can deal with. You know, when you want to buy a land or you want to buy a land and build it, you know, they can build it for you. You know, when you have a property and want to manage it, you know, they have a special package for you, particularly those of you outside the Gambia. Deal with Properties Real Estate Gambia. They're located at Bursubi Phase 2. Of course, these videos you're seeing is some of the things that they're doing, you know, in different locations in the country. They are reliable, Gambian owned. I can tell you, visit them now or talk to them and you'll thank me later. Babukar, welcome to another sports segment.
Thank you very much, Nani. It's a pleasure to be here.
Great. Space, say hi to the viewers of Citizens Network Gambia. I want to know your name immediately after your greeting, at least.
Yeah, greetings, Babukar, then two Babukars.
Two Babukars, yes. This is Babukar Square.
Well, my name is Hamadi Kebe, actually, people know me as Space, so it's a pleasure to be here.
Hamadi Kebe?
Yeah.
Are you from Dunu Kebe?
No.
Oh, okay. So maybe it's a coincidence. So how did the name Space came about? Space?
Well, it's a long story.
Cut it short, please.
Yeah.
cut it short, please.
No, it's a Gator Youth name, so it was way back around 2013, 14. So maybe I don't want to go deep. Let's say like the wall of saying my whole level there, maybe after.
Well, space mom say angle more space. We come just
yeah,
Madam
yeah.
Space guy again. Well, space mom, you know, I mean, nobody know you're Kebe, and everybody calls space, and you know what I mean. But how did your love for the game came about? You know, believe it or not, you have contributed immensely in taking our league to another level. Although I will say you are biased, you are not covering my women football, but but you have really contributed, you know, to pushing, you know, selling, marketing, you know, our league, and also really promoted some of these players, you know, took them to where they are today, thanks to your promotion and following your league extensively and exclusively. You know, how did your love for Gambian football came about?
So, pass on. Okay, I've been in Gambian football for quite a long time. I was once a footballer, but I later quit because of injury. So, but then I decided that as far as I'm no more playing football, I will try to contribute at least try to do something in football, because I'm not playing football anymore. So I will try and do something that people will see themselves and remember me at least, contribute something about football, especially in Gambian football, because I was once a footballer and I've seen the difficulties players face during in their time or in their play time. So in short, I don't want to go deep, but I want to contribute my time, my resources for Gambian players, especially those playing in the local league, to see themselves, and also to be seen in the media, and yeah, in sort of those people to see them in the media.
Yeah, we'll come to that, because you said your time and your resources. I've seen you came up with the initiative of awarding players Player of the Month. You know, giving them some very nice accolades that they can put, you know, in their house rooms for remembrance. I've seen you, you know, came up with the idea of awarding the best player of the season. You know, I'll come to that shortly. Babukar, Tom, the GFF First Division or leagues, I would say, you know, is at its climax. It has ended now. How would you describe the 2023-2024 season?
Well, thank you very much, Nani. I think we have come to the, end of the first division, second division, and other league respectively. That notwithstanding, we all know that the playoffs are starting today for the various sports that are available. Others will have to, fight to the nail to maintain their positions. Others have to battle it out to make sure that they are newcomers in the league. We are expecting to see, new teams to be featured in the second division, and but I think there are some interesting ties to play in. Okay, but overall, I can say, the Gambian football, as I normally say, it's moving. What is lacking is administrators being up there trying to match. The talent that we have. We have natural talents all over this country, whether it is in Banjul or you go all the way to Foni. Wherever you are, you can spot talents, and you can see that they are making names. Week in, week out now, Gambians are being spotted in our leagues. But then looking at, also the leagues that we are playing, it's facing a lot of challenges, a lot of difficulties, and all these things has to be remedied. But so far, what we can say is it was a competitive league. We can see Real Lebanese winning it, even though not coming to the last game, but it was competitive to the last 5, 10 matches. So that is what we want to see in our league. We don't want to see only a one-horse race. We want to see, teams challenging, going to the last day of how we see it in the EPL, or having a game that will decide this. But so far, so good. I can say I am impressed with the way, the players are performing. But still, now we have a lot of things that we need to do to adjust the league coming up in terms of, pitches, in terms of,
Infrastructure.
infrastructure is definitely lacking, because if you can see the grounds that we do play in, definitely they are not befitting to play, and these are things that can affect our players in the long run. You may not know it now, but players can play and sustain injuries that they can even go to medicals and fail. And we all know the welfare of the players, Nani, it's very important, and everybody must put this in mind. You cannot play football when you don't have good pitches, and this must be remedied prior to, having the next season start.
Many watching will agree with you when it comes to infrastructure. This is one thing that the country is lacking, and players continue to suffer when we are playing into these poor grounds. And sometimes you tend to wonder if this is really our first division league, that we are playing. But administrative-wise, I will tend to differ, because the administrators running the league, we have to give them credit. They've run the first division league, second division, the women league first and second, I think, and successfully ended it. I think we have to give them credit, isn't it?
Yeah. That notwithstanding, efforts must be, applauded. But Nani, the hard fact, the reality is, the league is not to its peak, and we have to just, call a spade a spade. We are. It's easy to organize, but are you organizing quality? That is what we are saying here. We have complained about seeing players playing in Banjul. For so long, we have been saying, close the pitch in Banjul because it is affecting the players. It is giving players a lot of injuries. And we keep saying this until to the last end, we saw Banjul being closed. But that is the interest of the Gambian people. It's not about trying to castigate, trying to hate a particular individual. If you occupy public office, you expect people to applaud you, but you also expect people to criticize you. And those criticism is what you should learn and make yourself much better. No administration is perfect. You must have some lapses, but there are certain lapses in the open domain that is not acceptable. One is exposing the players to danger. Playing grounds, if they are not okay, you are exposing players to danger because they are the one playing. You, as the administrator, will come and organize the game, then go and sit up there, and very comfortable. These players will play on the ground, and they are playing for them to be spotted to move. Their career. So if they have injuries that are detriment to their careers, you are not organizing what is befitting. So in as much as we are applauding them for organizing, completing the league, we must have challenges. We must have to talk about the challenges so that they can remedy those things come next year. Manjai is not playable because we all know how the ground is. You go to Bakau. You see
Bakau was okay at the beginning, but after
at the beginning, but it was not taken care of. Nani, as we alluded earlier on before we start the show, grasses are difficult to maintain, and they are absolutely difficult to maintain. And to maintain them, it doesn't need only resources. It needs manpower. It needs expertise. How many people have the expertise to maintain grass? We said it earlier, there are few people. So we are urging them to make sure before we get into next season, let them collaborate with the sport committee. It's not only about the responsibility of the Gambia Football
The
Federation.
federation.
We know even fields are not their responsibilities. If you see people putting blames on them because they went for those monies and claim that they are going to work on these pitches. And when the money is here, people are not seeing the reflection of that money. That is why people have all right to say. But if at all they did not, ask for monies, and everything was like okay, it is the responsibility of municipalities to work on these issues. It is the responsibility of the committees that are giving the tax to make sure their pitches are okay to run. But overall, we said infrastructure is a problem in this country, but only organizing is not. We don't have to always stop there.
So then, Space, you followed the league extensively. When I see your posts on social media, I'm like, I remember when I was doing the same thing back in, 2010 towards 2015. It's a different ball game now. In those days, we have limited resources, but we had top quality talents, that did not have the opportunity that these talents are having now. Things were much okay, better pitches. The pitch and goal project right now has been there since the era of Sidi Kinte, and we're still using it. But how will you assess the just ended 2023-2024 season?
Yeah, Babakar, thank you very much. It was a tough season for both for all teams and players, especially me. My assessment for the league is we have so many talents and we have seen so many talents, or we have produced so many talents, but the problem is like my friend Babakar was saying here, it's lack of playing grounds and or trying to visualize the league also. Those are the things that we need to improve on. But apart from that, we've seen talents going out every season, especially this season. Last season, we have seen so many players signing professional contract, and we are also seeing players signing professional contracts, and we will see more players also signing contracts before the window close. So it's an improvement in one way because it's good to see our players moving outside signing professional contract, helping their family, helping themselves and their family, and helping the league and helping the Gambian people. But football nowadays, it's a multi-million-dollar project. So if you invest in football, or you are in football, trying to make it in football, you just have to dedicate yourself and try to make yourself to be at the top level. But like I said, it was competitive, it was tough, but at the end of the day, there were lots of goals like last season. We've seen if you can see the top scorers last season, there were 20, 16, 15, 14, but this season the top scorer scored 14 league goals. So in terms of goals were lacking this season for the players, for the strikers. But overall, I think it's a better season. So we're looking forward seeing more of these, especially players going out, moving to Europe, signing professional contract for the benefit of for themselves, of their family, and the league also. Yeah.
Well, players that left last season or season before last, I can vividly remember a chunk number of games. A huge percentage was played at the Independence Stadium when we used to go for these night games. The stadium was maybe not 100%, but at least, visual-wise, teams were very active in, getting camera people to camera their games, do proper highlights for them, which is different compared to this, because the stadium is closed, is under renovation. The leagues were played in parks, and most of these parks, I think you can only count 2 or 3 parks that are okay. The rest, you dare not go and film a game and want to do a highlight for a player, and I want to agree with you. We saw many goals, scored by players in proper pitches, particularly the stadium. You bring them to Bakau, they will struggle. You take them to Serekunda East, they will struggle. The only manageable pitch perhaps might be Birkama, Goal Project, and Basori. So this will also contribute to players' poor performance in front of goal, particularly the strikers. But having proper pitches, I think, is key and very important if you want to develop our players. I'm sure if we had the opportunity like we had 2 seasons ago, we would have seen more goals being scored and more players leaving, although the transfer window is yet to close.
Yeah, that's right. As for me, I spoke with lots of players. Most of them told me the same thing like you were saying right now. If you see their performance this season, it's not up to standards or like this last season because of some of the playing grounds we have in this country. The likes of the KG5 and Bakau, Manjai, we're not using Manjai. So these are the things that we need to improve on. In fact, so it's better having good pitches, like Babkar was saying. I think we need artificial turfs that can sustain us.
Because we cannot manage grass.
Yeah, because it's
We-
really tough. We don't have like you said some experts that can manage these grasses, but it's not easy. So if you go to Senegal, these are the things they have improved on.
Yeah,
They have lots of artificial turfs
No,
there.
a lot.
So I believe we cannot handle grass in Ghana. If we can handle, but it's very difficult, and it will take time for us to try to manage it, or try to yeah for us
to have
see
it on
yeah,
standard
yeah,
level and
yeah.
stuff.
So
And also, when we talk about having artificial turf being, used in most of the grounds, it's not the turf that I've seen in Banjul. A turf that was changed last season,
no,
and now it's dead. I went there and I'm like, no, I'll never come here to watch a football game, never ever, unless this is changed. And the turf that was there before is far better than what I'm seeing right now there. That place looks like a
yeah,
potato farm.
I went there with my cousin. We came for holiday. This last 2 months. We went there to watch football. After 5 minutes, and he was like, I think I have to go home.
Let's go home.
I'm not enjoying this football.
Honestly.
Yeah, and we've seen many people complain about our pitches. So these are the things that the federation or the government should help us try to improve our playing grounds. Especially yeah, that like you said, Banjul and Manjai and this area and Bakau. So I guess we have to improve on that. So if you want to see beautiful football, or to attract partners to come and work with us, I believe we have to improve
Well, I think government now have to step in and work with municipalities to improve our local pitches, so that talents, we can have more talents. Gambia is a sports loving nation, football bias, I would say. A lot of our youths want to play football, so if we improve on our infrastructure level at a council level, community level, government can collaborate, because it was the GFF that wrote to FIFA to say we want to play football but we don't have pitches. FIFA gave them monies, huge amount of monies, and unfortunately they cannot improve our pitches. You go to Banjul, you can't believe what the turf that was changed a few months ago. It has turned to a potato farm. Gunjur Wahnopi. What I've seen there is just horrible. I think GFF have failed woefully in terms of infrastructure, which they even admitted to. We did not see the money. We don't know where they put the money. But I can tell you, FIFA have released millions and millions of dollars to improve our pitches. Babukar, going forward, the season has ended. Players will go for a break. We're into the Nightan Jamboree, so more talents will be scouted, and then they'll feed these divisional teams. What should be our priority? Or if the organizers of a league are watching, what will you tell them? Where should be the concentration, coming to next season, 2024, 2025?
Welcome to Properties Gambia Real Estate.
My name is Daniel Yusuf Samba. I'm the CEO of Properties Gambia Real Estate. Real estate has been going now for the past 4 years. It's been going very well. Our real estate is not just about selling lands, it's about development, building houses, things like that. So that's where I bring my expertise into the company.
Well, I think as you earlier mentioned, I think football is a continuous process. Football doesn't stop. I think players that do not have minutes will be able to, still feature for their, boyhood clubs into the night and proper. It's not only about training. Football is about competition. It's about match fitness. You have to make sure that if you don't have to be too big to say, all right, I did not play many games. I'm now a first division player. I have to keep continue training. It doesn't work like that. First of all, I urge the players they have to continue working hard. Football is a gradual process. You don't have to stop when the season is closed, you just pack your boots and start partying. It doesn't help as a player. So you have to continue working hard. If you are somebody who is eligible to play in the night and proper, you have to help your boyhood club and continue. That is not only helping the club, it is
Helping yourself.
helping yourself and try to maintain your fitness. Then you can come back next year stronger. For the administrators, as we all said, we all agreed that one thing that we cannot compromise is playing on bad pitches. One, you are going to find it very difficult to be able to know what these players can do because they are not playing in a free and fair environment. Nani, in whatever you're doing, not only football, for you to be able to perform to the highest level, you have to be comfortable.
Yes.
And not playing on a proper pitch is not comfortable for any player. So you have to make sure you play at a comfortable place, and that should only happen if the Gambia Football Federation, because these projects are not only one-time projects, they are in phases. We hear of the FIFA Forward 1, 2, 3, 4, and we are expecting the FIFA Forward 3 to be implemented. So
We are very good in writing proposals.
Yeah, writing proposals. But then what they can do is to join hands together with the sport committees. They cannot be left behind. Now the problem of all these projects being failures, I want to believe when sport committees are left out. Now you cannot come to my house and want to do something, and you just come and start doing your own
Ask for your key
ask for the
and say,
key
go
and
stay.
just
I'll
stay
do it for
away.
you.
I'll do it for you. You
I
will have
know.
some problems because now you know better which area is okay for me to do whatever I want to do there. I cannot just come to this area and know that okay, that area is sandy, this area there is water that used to stand there. When it drains here, you know here better than me. You know where when it drains where the water will stand and where the water will not. So if that is what they should do, let them go to these sport committees. Be very open to them. Tell them everything about the project and let them share ideas and come up with good pitches. These pitches are for everybody. It's not all about the federation.
Administrators will not kick a ball.
When they finish, they immediately they are league. Sport committees continue with their qualifiers now. From now and super now, it's a continuous process. When you have a good pitch, you will have talents that will be able to express themselves freely, and they will not be danger to injury. But Nani, if you continue playing in these dilapidated pitches, we are risking our players. And the next thing is, where are the Players Welfare Association? I'm not hearing them.
Yeah, the Players Association itself.
Yeah, the Players Association should be speaking to the GFF to know that, because they are there for the welfare of the players.
Are they functioning?
But if they are functioning, I only had the last time I could hear from them is when they complain about GFF not giving them money. But should the association only be effective when it comes to money? They should be there to protect the players. They should make sure that these players are benefiting. They are enjoying whatever cake is coming from football. But if they are only interested in the monies that is coming to their association, they don't care about the welfare of the players, Nani. That is so disappointed about them. But going forward, we have to make sure we have proper pitches. We have to make sure what it takes to be at least to another level, because what they are saying is impossible. To make Gambia a professional league in 2026, it's not possible.
No, that's a joke. I heard it that you're turning our league to professional. It's a joke, man. No, it's a joke. It's a joke.
That is not possible. But they can make it better. They can make it better. The league is not professional. But how many players have we exported?
And what I see most in our league is quantity.
Yeah, that is it. You have
the quality is lacking compared to
so many teams. But then how many teams will you watch and see a proper game? But what is more important and what we are neglecting, what we are not talking about, is the match fixing that is taking place in this.
We will come to that. That will be the closer of the win. Real de Banjul are champions of the 2023-2024 season, and many are saying it's not a surprise because we are talking about infrastructure and all whatnot, and this is something that they've really invested in.
Yeah, to me, it's not a surprise. Even before the league started, Alcambetam interviewed me, asking me about my opinion about this season. I told them that my favorite for the team to win the league, it will be Real de Banjul. Fortune will finish second or stuff like that. So the main reason why Real de Banjul won the league back to back is consistency. They are one of the most consistent teams in the league since last season. It's very hard for you to see Real de Banjul losing two straight games, two games in a row. Now, if they lose this game, they will make sure that the other game they will win it. So that's the main reason why they are ahead of some of these teams. in the GFF league. It's very difficult for you to see a team winning four straight games or 3 straight games in the league, and really Banjul does that.
And when
this
you look
year.
into their structure as well, they're really structured. They have their own ground
Yes.
where you can meet them.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if there's any team that gone to Basuri and win them there.
yes,
Huh?
yes,
They've lost the game.
Yes, but Banjul United are.
Oh yeah, Banjul United. Yes, I remember Banjul. You know, that was a surprise for everybody. You know,
It's about Banjul, so it helped them because it's their pitch. They have the whole advantage. Apart from Banjul United, any team that went there, you suffer. So that is one of the main reasons they're ahead of these teams because having your own playing ground, having your own pitch, it's an advantage for your
and they've
club.
invested heavily into the team.
So,
You know,
and they have so many young players, especially up front. Mix it with experienced players. So in short, they are one of the most organized clubs in
the country.
and they have invested heavily. Like you said, football is all about investment. So what they have achieved right now is not a surprise to me. Like I was saying, I tip them to win the league well before the season started. So and yet again, I'm gonna tip them for next season.
Oh really? Whoa!
Because I've seen their structure, how they structure their
plan everything.
So it's really difficult for teams to back them. They can back them, but it's going to be tough. We've seen teams like Fortune doing it. BST Class also coming up. TMT also, but Real Banjul is already they already in.
They're top there. They've raised the bar.
Yeah,
They've raised the bar.
It's going to be very difficult for them to overtake Real Banjul. Though it's football, anything can happen. But I still believe that
They are the team to beat.
Yeah. So if you want to win the league, you have to beat Real Banjul. Yeah, because it's very hard for you to see teams beating Real Banjul. The maximum point you will have against Real Banjul is 1 point. It's very tough for you to collect only 3 points. It happens, but it's not too much like other teams. Yeah.
Well, they've done it back to back. But most Gambians will also say the second division is tougher than the first division, and the surprise package this year, I think you all agree with me, is the team from Jara. You know, Hearts. I've never ever tipped them to even finish in the top 10. Hearts. They've surprised everybody.
Yeah, they have a very good team. They are a very young team, a young coach, a young management. So I'm not also surprised seeing them get promoted to the first division. Because like I was saying with Real Banjul, they also have their own
structure and everything.
Yeah. So if you go to Soma, you will also struggle because it's their pitch, it's their area. So teams go there and struggle. It's going to be difficult for them in the
first division,
unless they improve, bringing experienced players. Like I was said, the second division is okay. People might think it's more tougher because there are
many teams, more teams, and
there are a lot of running in the first division, and that struggles, especially playing
the intensity.
Compared to the first division, it's more tactical. We have more tactical minor coaches in the first division than the second division. So people will agree with me that maybe the second division is more tougher. Like some will say the championship is more competitive than the Premier League. But for me, okay, I am more specialized on the first division. Okay, I do cover the second division, but I concentrate more on the first division. So these are the things that I have to say about the first and the second division. But Hearts FC, they did really good. But they need to improve if they want to survive in the first division. Yeah.
Okay. And Hawks are back to where they belong. That's what they said, and they're back to first division football again.
Yeah, which I'm very happy because it's good to have teams that will compete Real Banjul. We all know Hawks
they've been competing them. I've watched them at the stadium many times.
Yeah, so it's good for them to be back. I know they will be back because it's very difficult for teams if you get relegated to the second division and you sell your players. But if you keep your players, it's easy for you to come back. Like what Samgo also did the previous years. When they get relegated to the second division, they don't sell their players. They make sure that they keep their players for them to come back again to the second division. And that's exactly what Hawks did. And they managed to keep their players and they helped them again come back to the first division. That's what's lacking with Pors and some of these teams that
went down.
That went down. So most of their key players or their star players are no more with the team, so they went to the first division with other clubs. So it's very difficult for them to make a return to the for the first division again. So
okay. Finally, before we come to Babukar's favorite topic for today, you've been giving out accolades, awards, motivating these players, and players were killing themselves to make sure they win the Space TV Player of the Month, Player of the Season. How did you come up with that initiative, and who are those people supporting you behind to make sure you do those nice feelings? So how did you come up with that?
yeah, like I was saying, it's all because of passion. Passion. It doesn't matter how much you spend on giving out these awards or stuff like that. I have been doing this since when I was very young, organizing local tournaments at my end in Brussels, giving out awards and stuff like that. So it's not something that that's new to me, or that's I've started right now doing it in the first or second division. But okay, I do have support, especially this season. But initially at the beginning, I didn't have support. I managed to
to dig from your own pocket.
So it was hard. It was tough for me. But
how much do you give them?
Well, I just bought some awards and
okay, give them the trophy and the frame.
Yeah, that's
great. It means a lot, huh?
But we are trying because currently I have joined partners with Jollof Football Bantama.
Yes,
so
Jollof.
we're trying to improve it next season, trying to see what are the things we lack this season to improve on to make it more interesting or more lively for players to see themselves. But I believe it will happen gradually. It's not easy, to be honest. Especially the guy I'm working with, he's not here. I'm the only one here, so it's not easy to be going around watching games and trying to gather stats.
Statistics is difficult to gather in our league.
That's one of the toughest things I face in the league. Most of these clubs in the league they don't updates on their pages for you to try to get some stats.
Information is difficult.
So only like 5, 6 or 6 teams do that. So sometimes it gave me tough time for me to gather some information about players or the club. So what I do is I have rapport with many Ghanaian players in each team in the first division or second division. Minimum I chat with like three players. I know them. Okay. So I do communicate with them. Each and every game I contact one or two of them and ask them, okay, who scored for you, who assisted for you, and even their club didn't post it on their social media page, but I try to get in touch with some of these players and ask them about, okay, who scored your goals, how was the form of this guy, who got this assist.
This and that.
So
it's difficult.
It's very difficult. So those are the challenges I face in the information. But gradually things will get better.
We are hopeful. We are hopeful, and you guys are honestly doing a great job as far as the league is concerned. You have pushed it to another level, as I said at the beginning of the program. Believe it or not, this is serving as a huge motivation to these youngsters to make sure they push, and this get recognized, once a month. Babukar, finally, before we take a close of this program, the issue of match fixing have been going around on social media, and football. This is one of the biggest enemies of football. Match fixing. FIFA doesn't joke with it. No federation will joke with match fixing, and it has been the topic of discussion in the final games of the Gambia's Premier League. It is also very difficult to prove it if you don't have evidence. But there are some certain score lines that we've seen. Really very alarming.
Yeah, I think, Nani, as you rightly said, these are gross violations in football, and they are not easy. Because of the punishment attached to it. It is not easy for you to, investigate and come up with very strong evidence. So the evidence has to be strong, so that you can levy a huge sanction to those teams, because you can be a first division club. And if you're caught of match fixing, you can be relegated to the third division. That is possible. We have seen that all over the world. So basically, but what we have to look at here, anytime you come to realize that there is something that have not been happening frequently, and it happens, now there is a reason. And that is the time where, concerted effort has to be put in place. And then you should investigate thoroughly to know the root cause of this, because it is in fact, very, very, disappointing to see the GFF competition department not playing some of these games simultaneously. But that all comes back to lack of pitches. Yeah, it all comes back to lack of pitches. Because when you reach the climax of the league, you know that now it is time for people to battle for relegation. Games have to be played simultaneously.
True.
So that you will see that whoever is backing or whoever wants to do some backing, you'll be able to find it very, very, very difficult to do those type of things. So basically, I think the score lines that we have seen, the game between Fortune and Walidan, that 4-2, one could understand. But those who are on the ground watching that game could have something against that game, because you see how Fortune started and how they ended. But you look at score lines like Bombard, seeing the likes of 7 goals, it's just crazy. That is bizarre. You don't expect those type of things to happen in games. However, the Navitan is sweet and tense or whatever. You don't see those type of score lines. So basically, if you see those score lines, you know that it is alarming, and it is the responsibility of the federation to at least come up with a statement to indicate that, look, we have started seeing certain things and we are looking forward to it and we will investigate it. But then if you just keep mute about these things, it continues like this, and this will affect your football, because it is not fair, and football should be played in a fair environment. That is why the first thing in football is fair play. You have to make sure that it is played fairly. Whoever has to relegate, that shows you that that season you don't perform well. You have to relegate and go and work very hard behind the scenes and come back stronger. But those favoritism that you still have to do there is definitely, not telling well. But so far so good. The masses that are watching are not mad. They understand this game very well. They are able to look at the game and know that, look, the Fortune that I am looking at, that I have been watching for so many games, are not the Fortune that I am seeing today. You understand? Because that game could have ended more than 4-2 if Wildlands would have taken all their chances. That game could have gone 9. Because what was happening there, they were also monitoring the other game, knowing that now everybody is winning. It is now time to see who is going to have the highest number of goals. And that is eventually that cost.
That's why the other team scored 7.
That's why the other, Bombara scored a lot of goals. But when did Bombara even score 4-5 goals? Big game. You cannot.
In the entire league, in the entire league.
So if you come and see them scoring 7, it's not rocket science. It's easy to know. But then this is a serious, thing. We have to look at it, and we have to make sure going forward, these games are tried to be played simultaneously. That is why what we have to look at now is to sit down, look at the challenges, look at a lot of things that have affected this league this year, and next year we improve on them.
That's great. Space, you want to share anything on the match fixing?
We have to take actions. Even in European football, if I can remember, Juventus were once caught doing match fixing, and
it came down. They were doing
So match fixing has been happening in the league. It has happened last season, and it happened this season also, and it will keep on happening
if actions are not taken.
So like Barbara was saying, I was watching Fortune versus Walidan. Before the game ends, I packed my bags and went out, because I was not watching football. The way Fortune were playing the second half tells you that something is wrong from somewhere. So it's not good to do some such things, especially doing it plainly for people to know. It happened last season. I was watching one of the games that I can tell that it's match fixing. But if you don't look properly, you will not know that whether it's match fixing or not. But for Fortune against Real Walidan, definitely the way Fortune were playing tells you that it's match fixing. And Bombard against Sanga. I have never watched a GFF league game. A team beating another team 6-0, talk loss of 7. The highest number scored I have watched, I guess it's 5. So teams beating one team like 6 or 7. It's something that's we need to focus on ourselves. We've seen also Post beating and Jara West in the last game for them to be in the playoffs. So it's like I said, this is something we have to take action anyway. If not, it will keep on happening. It will keep on happening.
The authority is responsible to take an action, and the game, of course, I was monitoring both games. Walidan playing at Bakau and Samga playing bombarded in Brikama, but I think I was more shocked with the results coming from Brikama 7-0, because I've watched these two teams played before, both in the second division and fourth division. And I was telling a friend that even you tie the 11 players of some guy, their eyes, the scoreline will never be 7. So how comes? But it is what it is. As you rightly mentioned, the authorities should take action, investigate things. But I'm surprised that there's still quite nothing is happening. Viewers, thank you so much for watching. Babukar, thank you for coming again. Space, this is your first time joining us on CNG. I hope it won't be the last time. We will invite you again frequently to talk about the league and talk to your partners. We also want you to see, Space expanding to the women league. We follow women football, we support women football. So you guys should also come and don't be male first division bias. Thank you very much, viewers. I reminded that Citizens Network Gambia is in partnership with Properties Gambia Real Estate. You can contact them now for all your real estate needs. If you want to buy a land or you want to buy a land and build it, they do buildings as well. If you have a property and you want to somebody to manage it for you, they are the right people to contact, and then get your land issues, deal with your building construction works, your property management. They are the right full people. You can contact them on these numbers, and you can see some of the works that they've been doing around building people's properties, particularly those of you watching outside the Gambia. Properties Gambia Real Estate, they are the solution for all your property needs. My name is Babu Karsi. Thank you so much for joining us. Until we come your way, bye for now.
My team, I could not do it without them. In terms of experience, we work as a team here in Properties Gambia. We help each other to deliver. But my experience in the Gambia has been good, but it goes with its obstacles, just like anywhere in the world you're doing business. It's just about structuring and making sure you're delivering and so on. So when we first started out as a real estate, we were selling empty lands. That is no longer the case, and that was never my aim. We sell lands, we do sell empty lands, but now we are moving forward in terms of development and construction. So we build houses. At present, we're building about 4 houses, bungalows, story buildings. So yeah, it varies. Any of the clients that have gone through Properties Gambia, we've always delivered, regardless, on time and paperwork and so on. So, our motto is, you are safe with us. And I'm not just saying that. I work tirelessly to make sure that we deliver. Yes, and there is a lot of real estates in the Gambia. Competition is there, but I think there's just very few that are actually, that can be trusted in the Gambia, unfortunately. But I can assure and detest that, we are definitely one of those that are coming through slowly but surely.
With Properties Gambia Real Estate, you are safe with us.